What's up, y'all? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. I want to start off the video thanking y'all, man. I want to thank y'all for all the love, all the support that y'all showed me, man. It was crazy. I wasn't expecting all that, man. Not that the video went like super crazy or nothing like that, but no cap, man. I wasn't expecting all the text messages, all the love, like even the critics too, the negative side of it. I really appreciate all that because like that keeps me going, like, and that's how we grow, right? We handle critics, we handle the negative, we appreciate the positive, and then we just keep going. So I really want to thank y'all. I received a ton of messages, man. I received messages like telling me that they needed that video, that they needed that message, that they was going through something, and that video helped some kind of way. And honestly, like that's the main goal. That's the main goal of the channel. That's my main goal, is to impact somebody, to bring people closer to God. And so if I did that, as I told you in the last video, even if I did that with like one person, like that would make my whole day. And that's what happened. Like it even got like better than that. It was like a lot of people that really fuck with the message. So thank y'all, man. Thank y'all for showing love, for showing support, man. So this video will be kind of like a part two, or like a segment of part one. Like if y'all didn't see the part one already, y'all type in. But yeah, man, in this video I wanted to talk about the story of, it's not the whole story but a part of it, of like King David. He was like another anointed and another chosen person from God, and he supposed to be king. But yeah, man, the story begins like, this story at least begins like when he was like a teenager. He had like brothers, and his brothers like fought for King Saul. Saul was king at the time. His brothers fought for King Saul like army. And so one day he was supposed to get there to tap in with his brothers, to see how his brothers like are doing and all that, because his father was like worried about them. So he went there and he saw like Goliath. I don't know if y'all know this story, but he saw like Goliath, which was like a giant, a 9-meter giant, and Goliath belonged to the people of Philistines. So basically, the people of Philistines was trying to conquer everything that the Israelites had, like lands, all of that, and they was trying to like get them to be their slaves, basically. And so since they had like the Goliath, the giants, so Goliath wasn't the only one. They had more. But like Goliath was like there, like talking crazy, telling them like, yeah, y'all fight me, y'all bring your best champion, y'all bring your best warrior, and let's fight. And if I win, like we take all of this, and if y'all win, we become your slaves. And so David listened to that, and he was like, who is this uncircumcised person? I don't know like by heart what he said, but he basically said like, who is this uncircumcised that like challenges the people of God, the Israelites, right? Like who is he was telling like basically, who this nigga think it is, like talking to people of God like that, like challenging us and like trying to frighten us, right? And so he basically asked what was happening, and he asked what was like the reward of somebody that would fight Goliath and that would basically defeat him. And so this is crazy, man. One of the rewards that King Saul put on anybody that would fight Goliath and kill Goliath was living tax-free for life. Yo, let me tell y'all, no cap, if I see a giant here in Portugal and I will have to fight him to live here tax-free for life, I would do it, man. I swear y'all, I would do it, because the taxes in Portugal is crazy. But yeah, we already know your motives, David. Y'all, you think you tricked us, but yeah, we already know your motives. But yeah, man, let's continue. That's just one of the rewards. Like the other reward was like he would be a part of King Saul's whatever. It was a lot of shit, right? It was a lot of stuff. And so David heard that, and in his head, he already knew like, nah, I will fight this nigga. I will fight this nigga, and I will kill him. But let me tell y'all the perspective of things. Like David was small, bro. David wasn't even an adult back then, and Goliath was a giant, bro. He was a giant. He was a 9 foot, 9 feet meter, 9 feet giant. He was big. He was wearing big armors, and he had like a big spear. So y'all see the discrepancy, right? But yeah, David was super confident, man. David was super confident. He was like, nah, I'll fight him. I'll fight. Y'all know why David was confident like that? You guys will understand later, but it was basically because David put his faith on God, man. David was like a faithful man. He had a lot of confidence, a lot of boldness, but that boldness came from God. So yeah, man. So David basically went to King Saul and told him like, I will fight him. I will fight him. All the niggas started out busted out laughing, which is normal, right? Like we see a kid and he's telling like he will fight a giant and he will kill them and he will leave Sachs free for life, right? So basically that's what happened. Like he went to Saul. He basically tells Saul, I don't wanna tell this wrong. Let me tell y'all exactly what he told King Saul. Yeah, so basically went there and told them they were fighting, and King Saul was basically telling, nah, you crazy, you this, you that. And he basically told King Saul this: your servant has killed both lion and bear. This uncircumcised Philistine will be like one of them, because he has defied the armies of the living God. The Lord who rescued me from the paw of the lion and the paw of the bear will rescue me from the hand of this Philistine. I want y'all to remember this text because I will talk about this later. So he was basically telling Saul, nah, man, God already saved me from a lot of stuff. He saved me from the bear. He saved me from the lion. He basically gave me strength to defeat the lion and the bear. And it will happen exactly the same way with this Goliath, because he's defying a child of God and a people of God, basically. So he had no problem telling Saul, nah, man, God had my back before. He will have my back later too. Yeah, y'all don't worry. I'll fight Goliath. And so basically, King Saul said, all right, man, you'll be our warrior. He went there and he defeated Goliath, basically. And let me tell y'all what he had, bro. So King Saul offered him armor, offered him a whole lot of stuff. He said like, nah, man, this will slow me down, man. Let me go as I am. He basically went with 5 stones, a staff, and a sling. That's what he had. 5 stones, a staff, and a sling. And yeah, that's what he had. And he went there, and Goliath was talking a whole lot of trash, right? He was talking a lot of trash. Yeah, you defy me. You're just a little kid. This is an insult. I came in the name of gods. So Goliath was talking about gods, other gods, obviously. But yeah, man. But David told to him. Let me tell y'all again what David told to Goliath. Yeah, guys. So basically, what David said to Goliath was, you come against me with a sword and a spear and javelin, but I come against you in the name of the Lord Almighty, the God of the armies of Israel, whom you have defied. This day the Lord will hand you over to me, and I'll strike you down and cut off your head. So basically, this was what David told to Goliath, and y'all remember I told y'all where like David's confidence come from, right? Basically, David was so confident because he knew who he had in his back, which was God. He knew he had God in his back. So he was basically like out of pocket. He was talking crazy because like, yeah, man, I'm confident. I don't know if all of y'all that had like fathers or older brothers, like when you go to an environment and it's kind of hostile, right? And you feel like a little bit, man, maybe I gotta be more careful here. Like you'll be feeling some type of way, right? But if you have like your older brother or your father with you, nah, y'all talking crazy, man. I don't give a fuck who does nothing, bro. I got my dad, I got my older brother in my back, right? Y'all be talking crazy, y'all be doing all this. Like this is the same type of relationship that David had with God. He was basically saying like, nah, man, I got God on my back. I don't care about nothing. I don't care about nothing, man. I don't care if it's Goliath. I don't care if it's a lion, if it's a bear, whatever, right? But yeah, man. So basically, David ended up, uh, he ended up defeating Goliath. He used his own sword, Goliath's own sword, to cut off his head, and he basically took the head and like brought it to King Saul. Basically, he defeated Goliath, right? But like I want to talk about two perspectives that we should take from this story. One perspective is like David's perspective, which I already stressed a lot talking about this story, which is like David was hella confident. David was like super bold, super, he was doing whatever because he already knew that God had his back. So he never compared himself to Goliath, right? Because if he did that, he would stress. He would be stressed. He would be stressed out, right? And that's exactly what happened to us. Like, we should never compare our problems with ourselves because one, there's a lot of problems in our life. We go through a lot. And two, they will most likely always be like bigger than us. So what we should be doing is what David did. David didn't compare Goliath with him. David compared Goliath with God. So whatever you compare to God is nothing because God is God, right? And so instead of us comparing our problems with ourselves, we'll be like overwhelmed, we'll be like stressed, we'll be like whatever. We should compare our problems with God. Because when we do that, then suddenly, I'm not saying it's going to be like super easy or they will just like disappear, but everything that you compare with God is like nothing. So if you got God on your side, you will be able to overcome whatever obstacle that come in your life, right? So that's the message I'm trying to make y'all understand. And so the second perspective, I want y'all to put yourself. This is not talked about a lot though. This perspective, I want y'all to put yourselves in the people of Israel skin. So basically, like they was afraid. Yeah, they was afraid. But then what happened? Then David came and said, like, I will fight this giant and I will defeat him. And David did exactly what he said he was gonna do. And so they already have their champion, right? That's exactly what happened to us, man. Like they had David, we have Jesus, bro. Jesus came to earth, lived a perfect life, defeated sin, defeated Satan, resistant to all temptations, lived a perfect life again, died for our sins, and then went back to the Father. And now we have Jesus on our side, bro. So basically, Jesus is fighting our battles. The only thing we gotta do is like repent and confess with our mouth that Jesus Christ is Lord and that He saved us, and then we tap into that power. That's the only thing we gotta do. Obviously, it comes a lot with that too. Like He supposed to change us. We're not supposed to live the same life. We're not supposed to, But yeah, we shouldn't be like committing sin like if it was nothing. Like we should fight our sin. We should fight our flesh. We should do whatever, right? But the main idea is, if we are people of God, if we accepted Jesus as our Lord and our Savior, He's basically fighting the battle for us. So whatever obstacle, whatever like problems we got in our life, like we're not fighting alone. We have Jesus in the back. We have Jesus in our back, man, fighting for us. And y'all take the example where I told you, like, you go to a hostile environment, it's like dangerous, it's whatever, but you got your older brother or you got your father with you. You're instantly like more confident about the situation. Even if you're like a little scared, you will still like act bold and you will still like do whatever because you know you have them in your back. That's the same exact like approach you should be applying to your relationship with the Father and with Jesus, basically. Because like they got your back, basically. Like you should be more confident. I'm not saying you won't feel fear, but the belief you have in yourself and the belief you have in them should be like way more than that little fear, or that it could be big, but that big fear that you feel. So that's two perspectives. Now I want to talk about another thing, which is like how our prayer should be, because I used to struggle with this too. My prayer used to be like, man, God, it's me again. It's P again. Man, please make this problem disappear, man. So yeah, man, I was talking about how our prayers should be. Um, I used to be like, please make this problem disappear. Please, man, I can't deal with this no more. Like, help me, help me, help me, this and that. But I like I changed the way I prayed. I wasn't focusing too much on telling him to make that problem go away. I was more focused on telling him like, nah, be with me in this problem and like give me the strength, give me the intelligence, give me the wisdom to know how I can overcome this problem. So basically, I wasn't praying for the problem to disappear. I was praying that he was with me in the problem, basically. So and if y'all notice, a lot of times in the Bible, that's exactly what happened. Like, David wasn't praying that Goliath disappeared. David was basically bold enough to know, nah, man, God is with me, so I will fight Goliath and I will defeat him. So we just gotta basically identify who is the Goliath in our life, and we should pray that God be with us and help us, like, defeat him, basically defeat our problems, not like make him disappear. And so when you change that perspective on praying, like I also feel like that your life, at least I'm talking about my experience, right? I also feel like that things will get more easier, because it's not always that your problems just disappear, man. That's not like realistic. Most of our problems like persist until we deal with them and until we like solve him, basically, right? Some problems, some other problems is not in our hands, but a lot of problems is like the solutions is in our hands, right? And so basically, when you shift that perspective and when you think about it differently, and when you're taking the aggressive approach of telling, nah, God is with me, I will solve this, instead of just being like, oh, nah, make it disappear, make it go away, I feel like your life would be a lot easier. And because you're basically taking the aggressive approach, right? You're not like the victim anymore. You're just like telling, nah, I know the God that's with me. Like anything that come my way, any obstacle, any problem, like I got it, man. I got it because he got me, basically. Another thing, I know that y'all remember, I told y'all I was gonna talk about this later, is y'all remember when y'all remember what David told to Saul, right? He said like, your servant, this is Samuel, 1 Samuel 17:34 to 37. He said like, your servant has killed both the lion and the bear. This uncircumcised Philistine will be like one of them, because he has defied the armies of the living God. The Lord who rescued me from the paw of the lion and the paw of the bear will rescue me from the hand of this Philistine. Do y'all see what David did there? I hope y'all see this. David basically remembered the times that he faced other obstacles and God saved him from those obstacles and basically gave him strength to overcome these obstacles. How quick are we, like human beings, how quick are we to remember the things that went wrong, man? Like when we're facing a problem, we'll be like, oh man, that one time I had an issue which was like similar to this. I failed, I did this, I did that, things were super wrong. I went into depression, I went into this, I went into that. How quick are we to remember that? And how quick are we to remember those times that we had a lot of problems and then we overcame it? Like our first instinct as human beings is being negative, man. I don't know why is this, like, I mean, I know why, but yeah. Y'all know that the devil be doing his stuff, but it's not the devil always. Like you gotta take some responsibility for stuff too. Yeah, y'all can't have that negative thought, man. Like as soon as y'all see a challenge, as soon as y'all see an obstacle, like your first instinct is to be like, oh man, that one time, y'all remember that one time that things went wrong. Nah, man, why y'all don't remember that time that God help you defeat that lion, your lion, defeat your bear? Why don't y'all remember that? Why is the first thought like when things were negative? And so I wanted to stress what David did and what was his thought process and how we dealt with stuff. Like, he didn't fear because he knew that God previously took him out of some situations, and so he knew and he had faith. He had faith. He had belief that God will do the same again. And so that was like his thought process, basically. He was talking about, nah, man, God already got my back. Like in the past, He will have my back in the future. He wasn't like, oh man, nah, Goliath is big, man. Goliath is strong, which would be valid. It would be a valid excuse. It would be a valid like thought process. But he didn't do that, and we shouldn't do that either, man. We should think of those times, of those hard times. I'm pretty sure most of the viewers had a hard time or hard times in their life that God took you guys from it. So when y'all go to the next challenge, I want y'all to tap into those memories and not those negative memories when things went wrong, because that's not all of it, right? So yeah, that's another perspective I want to talk about, y'all. And so basically, the last thing I wanted to talk to you guys about was like, y'all see how many stuff that David like went to fight Goliath. He only had like 5 stones, a sling, and a staff. Basically, like, that's all he got. And I want us to also take a lesson from that, which is like, when we have something we want to do, right? When we have like a dream, a goal, it can't even be a dream or a goal. It can be just something we want to do, right? But then we're like in our head and we're like, oh man, nah, maybe I shouldn't do this, man. I don't have enough. I don't have this. I don't have that. David had 5 stones, a staff, and I don't remember the other thing yet. But he had pretty much, he had little stuff, right? And sometimes that's what happened with us. Like we want to do something, we want to take action, but we just be too much in our head. Man, I don't have this, I don't have that. Let me give y'all this example. I gotta give my example because like it's my experiences, and it's like it just happened, right? So these YouTube videos, man, a week ago I didn't know if I was capable of speaking like this through a camera and then posting the video, because as I told y'all in the first video, like, I'm a very low key guy. I don't be I don't be doing this stuff, man. It's just not my comfort zone. I don't know if I would know like how to speak through a camera. Maybe I still don't know, but I'm doing it anyway. I didn't know nothing about editing videos. I didn't know nothing about YouTube, how to post, what to be care of. Like, I didn't know nothing about nothing, right? But then it was a beautiful Friday or a Thursday, and I just woke up and I said, "Fuck it, I'll just do it, man. I'll just do it, and then I'll learn on the way what should I do to improve or to get better or to make it more this and more that." But the thought process that changed everything is I said, like, I will do it anywhere. I will basically use my 5 stones, my staff, and my sling, and I will do whatever. And that's exactly what I did. I don't have a professional camera. I don't have all these tools they have. My phone like went to the ground several times in this video, but I'm still doing it and I'm still finding a way. Y'all know why I'm doing this? Because my desire of trying to pass you a message, of trying to make a video, of trying to impact somebody's life, is way bigger than that fear of the uncertain of not knowing how to edit videos, of not knowing like how to talk, or like all of this, right? So basically, your belief in yourself and in God has to be way bigger than your fear. And it doesn't matter what you have in your hands at that time. Like, if you really wanted to make it happen, it will happen, and then you will learn from it, and on the process you will become better. But nothing will stop you. Basically, nothing will stop you when you want to make something and you put it in your mind and you know that God got your back. Like, nothing can stop you. I don't care how little do you feel you have. Just start and just do it, man. Just do it. Like, just wake up one day and say, I will do this regardless of anything. And like, however it goes, it goes. Fuck it, I don't give a fuck. Like, I'ma just do it. I'ma just do it. But yeah, man, this was the message for today, man. I hope y'all took some value from this video. And thank y'all for all the love and all the support y'all show me again. And see you on next one. Yes, sir. Stay safe, guys.